Does your furry friend take over your bed every night? It's time to reclaim your space while giving them the comfort they deserve with the coldest, cozy dog bed. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description to buy now on Amazon.
Aussies who enjoy a night out at the pub to have a drink with friends are about to be hit harder in the hip pocket from next month. Drinks with a higher alcoholic content, such as hard spirits, in particular, will incur more excise, which is indexed for inflation every 6 months. This means vodka drinkers will notice the difference a lot more than those who love a beer should excise taxes climb by 2%, as Westpac is forecasting. Spirits Cocktails Australia Chief Executive Greg Holland said the upcoming tax increase simply could not be justified during a cost-of-living crisis. Enjoying a drink with friends is one of life's few simple pleasures for Australians who are currently struggling with the cost of living, he said. Sadly, this custom is increasingly being priced out of reach for many people, thanks to relentless alcohol tax hikes every 6 months. Another high inflation reading for the June quarter on Wednesday next week could particularly hurt those who enjoy a vodka. Westpac is expecting the Consumer Price Index data to show prices rising by 1% during the final 3 months of 2023 to 24, following a 1% rise during the March quarter. With excise indexed every 6 months for inflation, that would mean a 2% increase in alcohol taxes, should Westpac's forecasts materialize. Someone buying a 1-liter bottle of vodka, with 40% alcohol content, would be paying 81 cents more from August 5th as excise climbed to $41.55, up from $40.74. A 1-liter bottle of Smirnoff already costs $61 at Dan Murphy's. The alcohol by volume tax would climb to $103.89 per liter, up from $101.85 now. A drinker enjoying a full-strength VB beer in a 375 milliliters can, however, would only be paying 3 cents more in excise. The popular beer, with 4.9% alcoholic content, already incurs a $60.12 a liter tax, which would rise to $61.32. For a can, the excise would only rise slightly to $1.13, up from $1.10 now. For a $57 slab with 24 cans, the tax is $26.40 but would go up to $27.10. Brewers Association of Australia Chief Executive John Preston said it was a myth to suggest spirit drinkers were the only ones worse off. Almost 50% of the price of a slab is federal tax, so it's just as significant for beer as it is for spirits. You buy a bottle of spirits, that lasts you a lot longer than a slab of beer, he told Daily Mail Australia. Mr. Preston said excise was contributing to the closure of pubs and clubs, with hospitality venues making up 15% of Australian business insolvencies. This is just another blow that they don't need, he said. Increasingly, pubs and hospo businesses are struggling to stay afloat. Pub owners are saying the increase in beer tax is making it unaffordable for people to come out for a beer. Mr. Holland said alcohol excise was contributing to Australia's inflationary problems, even though the tax has been indexed twice a year since 1983. The federal government's own data has repeatedly demonstrated that rising alcohol excise is contributing to the stubborn inflation problem that it is trying so hard to address, he said. But monthly inflation data for May showed alcohol prices rising by 3.4% over the year, which was well below the overall inflation rate of 4%. The quarterly inflation figures from the Australian Bureau of Statistics determine excise. Westpac is expecting the upcoming June quarter inflation data to show Australia's headline inflation increasing at an annual pace of 3.8%. This would be worse than the March quarter's 3.6% pace, putting inflation further above the Reserve Bank's 2 to 3% target. But over the 3 months to June, Westpac is only expecting alcohol prices to rise by 0.7%.